Hello, hello. We are starting a new tumbler today, and it is going to be another alcohol ink tumbler because I got the Pinata Color Overtones Accents alcohol ink set, another exciter pack. They have the standard exciter pack, which you've seen me use many, many times, but this one just has 5 new colors: a white, a copper, a brass, and a pearl. So I mostly wanted this for the pearl and the brass and the copper. These are just bonus colors. So what I'm going to do for this one, and I am getting spoiled by alcohol inks that come in boxes. So but I am going to go ahead and use just the teal and the pink, because the pink and the teal will mix and give me a little bit of a purple color anyways. And then I'm going to grab, I was going to do this on a black base, but I decided to go ahead and go on a white base. So I'm just going to grab the pearl and the copper, because sometimes copper presents as kind of a rose gold type color. So those are the 4 inks I'm going to pull. And that's going to be it. So these 2 will need to be shaken up. I don't know that the pearl has a BB in it or not. I'm not hearing one. Oh, nope, there it is. Typically metallics will have a BB. And I did rip half the label on the pink off in the packaging. But that's okay. So I'm going to get my epoxy mixed up and I will be right back. I'm going to mix up my epoxy. I'm going to put about 20 mLs on this cup. And then I'll be back to drop the inks. Okay, so I have my epoxy on. I have torched it lightly just to pop any micro bubbles. The alcohol will get the rest. I am going to use my heat gun for this one. I use a Wagner Ferno 550, 500. I like the variable temp and fan on it, so all my inks are ready. I'm going to just shake these up again. The brass and the pearl, or the copper, excuse me, it's not brass. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my colors first. This pink is really pretty. And then the teal. And again, this should make purple in some areas, or some form of purple. Get my pink back out. I don't want a lot of white space to start. Okay. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of the pearl in first, just to give it a little shimmer. I don't need it to bring the color up because I'm doing a white, but I do feel like this would behave like a white on a black base. And then I'm going to grab the copper. I don't want to use a ton of the copper. Sometimes the metallics will take over a tumbler entirely. Okay, so I'm going to grab my heat gun. I'm going to use medium heat and high fan, probably. I'm not going to put any kind of special attachments on it or anything. I'm just going to run it with the round head. And I'm going to pick up the turner and tilt it as I go up and down. You may see me set it down and make it so it's spinning away from me. It's just going to be loud, so I'm going to probably mute the heat gun. So it's interesting, all of the copper is kind of forming itself together on the back side. And the teal got very much taken over by the pink and turned very, very purpley. This is the difference between using a heat gun and just using the torch. The heat gun will heat the entire thing much faster and blend it all much closer together than the torch will, where you're giving like more concentrated bits of heat. So you'll get a pretty different result. And I do have some of this running off the top. I'm fine with that. I'm just trying to encourage it to continue moving up some. But it's doing some neat things here at the bottom, so I'm just going to let it go a minute. I'd actually like to stand it up a little bit higher, but then I will hit my camera. So I have it standing up almost straight for just a second. Okay. So now I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to look for fish eyes, because I do have a couple at the bottom I can see. I may actually have to pull a a little bit of epoxy from the top to fill. I actually like how the copper broke up here at the bottom. This is a very visually interesting cup. The bottom's mostly copper. So I think I'm actually going to turn my direction back the other way again. Maybe. I don't know. If I don't say out loud what I'm doing with my turn, I don't necessarily know if I got it right. So I'm going to put a little more heat to the top. And those couple spots I dabbed. I feel like it's pretty thick right here, and some extra heat will get it moving a little bit more. And I'm gonna try and break up some of this copper at the bottom. If some of it slides off the end, that's fine. Because I don't necessarily want that much of it at the bottom. But yeah, I love the color of this copper. Absolutely love it. Love that pink, love that teal, love the purple they made together. And I think I'm going to add this to my non-decaled collection, actually. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of this thickness to run off the top by really concentrating some heat on it. So hopefully this will level back off. It should. It's not too far set already. But I'm just going to let it spin, dry, and then we'll come back in, or I'll come back in and get another coat on it. I'm probably just going to show it to you as is. Okay, so this is how this one looks dry. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the lacing that broke out in this section. So pretty. The shimmer from the pearl. And then just the gorgeousness of the copper with the blue and the purple and the pink. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I don't intend to decal this one at all. This is how it's going to look. It's just going to get one more clear coat. So that is it. Thank you for watching. The bottom of that copper, so pretty.